All right, welcome back. So today, got on the bench my Slash 4x4. I've spent the week not doing any videos, but going through all my RCs and just cleaning everything up. So it's time to get some of the ones that I found broken that I forgot about repaired up. And this is one that I ripped that has M.I.P axles. This thing's fully modded out and really a good vehicle. I forgot all about it. But Slash 4x4, and it's got M.I.P axles in it. And the last time I had it out, if you guys don't know my M.I.P axle story, that's what pretty much made me stop running this RC. Is that I put in those M.I.P metal axles because I was breaking axles non-stop, because I run this thing on 4S all the time, and sometimes on 6S. And I ended up breaking axles all the time, so I put the M.I.P ones because that's what everybody said. You need to do these things to get them to stop breaking. Well, then I started running into another problem. First set of M.I.Ps, the grub screws would back out, and then I'd lose a pin. And then when I went to take the grub screw out, they would strip because they were a 1.5 millimeter little grub screw. And since I had Loctited them, they would, I couldn't get them back out. Heat, no matter what I did. Since then, M.I.P's made an adjustment and gone to I think a 2 millimeter set screw, 2 millimeter Allen. And those you can get in and out, but the pins falling out still were having an issue. And then they revised them again, and I think the new ones have a flat spot in them, something of that nature. But by then, I had already bought like 5 or 6 sets, and then at $69 a pop, I was just over it. It was costing way too much. But lo and behold, I go to clean this one up, and you can even see I even tried the shrink tubing trick. What the shrink tubing would do, this little set pin in there, you would put this over, it would start to poke through, so you would catch it before it fell out. And that's how I pretty much solved that. But now I just realized that these set screws had backed off, and it had fallen apart on one of the wheels. And that would be this right front. So today I've got to get that put back in. So that's what we're going to do. So this has got a capsule motor in it. What is this thing? I don't even remember what size this motor is. Set our yaw racing fans on it. Upper support brace. Really good slipper clutch in this thing. This thing's a beast. Mamba Monster X 6S. Servox servo. The GIT servo. It's really been a great little setup. Sway bars front and or rear. I don't have them in the front, just in the rear. And the overall, you know, Proline Racing shocks on it. Just, this thing is really awesome. And it's been really, really good. So we are going to get this axle fixed and put back on, so at least this thing's ripping again, because I'd like to get it out and run it. I haven't run it in so long. I haven't even worked on the Slash, but I've got so many modifications done to the Slash that it I forget all of them. Aluminum control arms, and a lot of people say don't run aluminum arms, but they've been bulletproof on my Slash. And shock protectors, that's Traxxas. Just everything I've done to this thing. It's truly amazing how much modifications I've done to this thing. think I can flip down the top. I've got Loctite everywhere on this RC, trying to hold it together. It's just got so much power. There we go. I think that's going to work out pretty good. So this one, the pins didn't fall out. It literally, the grub screws that connect the axle to the diff had backed off. Need some more light in here. Yeah, and I think these are the 1.5s. Get some Loctite on these screws. I can't even remember what remote I had with this. I think it's still the factory remote. I find over time the Loctite sometimes just backs out. Yeah, see that one? You constantly got to check all these set screws on these axles, because they'll just eventually start backing out. And then on the suspension, I usually use the blue. But I think I have more aluminum on this slash, kind of like Aluminum Beast, where I started doing a lot of aluminum. And this has been a really durable setup, even with these aluminum arms. I don't break them no more. I used to break arms all the time. Now I went aluminum, and they've been holding up. Now I have had to put, you know, set screws and that kind of stuff, but for the most part, it's been pretty good. So this corner's good. I need to check the rest of them, rest of the axles, because that ended my day. I think I was at a park running this. Was the last video a couple years ago, I think. I really do enjoy the Slash. It's a pretty bulletproof RC. Yeah, see, that one's loose too. So I want to get Loctite on these grub screws. I've now changed the Loctite that I use. I was using some Loctite from the hobby store, the little tiny tubes, but I found this Permatex stuff works better, so maybe I'll have better luck this time, this go around with this RC. And there's two grub screws, one on each side, that hold it to the axles, which never really had these back out too often. They have backed out. And some are the 1.5s. Oh, that's the wrong one. Yeah, see, that's a 1.5. That's an old grub screw. Yeah, this is one of the old grub screws. See, this is what they used to use, these 1.5s, and they would strip all the time when putting Loctite on them. So I'm gonna throw, I can't put red on that. If I put red, I'll never get that off that diff, and if it breaks, I'll end up having to replace that diff. So I'm gonna throw some blue on there. Hopefully that'll stop it from backing off. I doubt it. But any of the 1.5s, anytime I've put red on them, it's been a nightmare. Now I have sent RC Guy Garage, I think I sent him a set of M.I.P, the revised, updated axles for his Slash, because he was really enjoying his Slash. But there is a lot of work to running these things. They won't break on you, they'll just start falling apart. Need to make sure that that pin's not coming out. Pin seems to be okay. And I think the rear were hard to get to. I think that's the new updated grub screw. Yep. Yeah, see how easy that came out? I mean, it's got some resistance to it, but see, that's the bigger. I think that's the 2mm, that's the 1.5. So it uses two different style grub screws, and that's something M.I.P never told anybody, because, you know, they had a lifetime warranty on these things, and every time I would call to get a warranty done, saying, hey, a pin fell out or something fell out, and they're like, you didn't install them right, or it was always an excuse. This was very, very early on in my getting back into RC days. Get the grub screw back in. The sway bar's in the way. Can't get a straight shot at it. Starting to bring back memories working on this slash. There we go. That should be enough. I've tried Teflon tape. That one's tight. Let's check the other side before I put the sway bar back on. That one was tight, but you could tell it was about to come off. Since this is the bigger size, so far it looks like I only have one of the smaller grub screws on the end. Now there are smaller grub screws with the pins that are on the opposite end, but I think I've already red Loctited them, and if they come out or come loose, oh, there's no grub screw in that hole. That one's already missing. Let me grab my bin of M.I.P, see if I have any hardware left. Yeah, let's see. So I did keep myself one set of fronts. I think I gave the rest, and here's some of the repair kits. You can see all the ones that I've broken in the past. I think this grub screw will work. Nope, that's got the flat end. That grub screw is not gonna work. I need the grub screw with the little point to it. Should be one of these. Yep, that's the one that's got the little tip. But yeah, I pretty much kept M.I.P in business for about a year while I was running this thing, buying all these darn M.I.P axles. Out of all my slashes, this is the only one that's got M.I.Ps on it, and I really like their drivers. These are M.I.P drivers that I'm using, and I think that's why M.I.P came out with these drivers, because we were stripping these screws so much that they finally said, hey guys, you need some good drivers, so you stop stripping out our cheap hardware we're sending you. I don't know if that's the reason, but that's what I mean. Companies making revised parts, telling the consumer that no, it's just you on your assembly, that you're putting it together wrong, or you're not following the instructions, or you're doing something wrong. Not that anything's wrong with their product, but then you find later on when you buy a product that, hey, something has changed. And that's because more than just one person was having an issue. And they started correcting it and making the part better. And I believe M.I.P might be better now. I couldn't tell you. But I do know that other than the M.I.P axles on this, everything else on this has been pretty bulletproof. It's, this was a body I painted a long time ago. This was actually my Shelf Queen body that became a basher, pretty much a basher body. I do have my basher body for this thing. Let me show you guys that. So this is actually my basher body that I've got the whole back cut out air, and you can see how dirty this thing is from sitting around. But I'm getting everything cleaned up now. So, but if I'm going to run real hard with this RC, I'll throw on that blue body. It's basically almost the same as this one. Now these bug bodies, there are two different types of front end. I like this front end better with these lights versus the Baja one that's got just two lights in the center. I like the ones with the fender and the wider Proline body, bug body for these slashes. And this one I run a wing on, where this one I don't, because it's just going to get broken. But there we go. That's my it's my 4x4 slash that's got a ton of money into it. But I do love it. So the next thing we're going to have to do is I have the giveaway RC that we got to finally finish up. Because as you hear, there's still no gear in it or anything like that. So we're getting close to the 15,000 subscriber giveaway on this. So the next video you'll see is me finishing this thing up to make sure that it's ready to go away. I had to order some gear and a couple other things, but we're at the point where it's time to get this RC, you know, finished up so that we can get it out to the new guy, whoever that might be. So got the Game Changer fans, which we still have to, I believe, wire up. Yep. So I'm gonna end up putting a voltage regulator to run these fans in this. I've got to finish up the wiring. I still haven't powered it up. It's got Phil Jolly's cat back, and then of course Basher Queen's. It's got her whole carbon pack on this RC, from the front splitter to the top plate to the Ackerman bar to the end pieces to her support brace with the hot racing ends. So, and then everything to do with the carbon fiber rear wing, all from Basher Queens, which she sponsored this build along with Game Changer. So it's got her carbon side pieces. As you see, it's a brand new RC. And then I bought the RC, and then I put some Proline wheels on it, which you can't even find these wheels anymore. I do love the looks of them. And then I painted up this body. So next video, we're going to get some gear into it. We're going to get a voltage regulator on it. We're going to get that thing wired up so that the fan works. I don't even know if there's a receiver in this, because I don't have any receivers right now. But I might put a receiver in temporarily. I'm not sure if I'm going to send this one out with a radio or not. We might. But there we go. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching.